So, welcome. What? That's not fun. I scrambled about. Well, hello YouTube, and welcome to the inside of my head. Today's topic will be a little bit of a special one, because I wanna talk about girls, but not in the conventional way. This is quite of a complicated video to make, and I don't really know exactly how to do it. However, I have been wondering something. Can you even say that? Let's just roll with that. For like a big chunk of my life, at least. And that is the simple difference between boys and girls, or whatever synonyms from these words you want to use. All ages, I almost think, will fit into this thing I have discovered, or what can you even call it? This like just rules of society. Everybody kind of knows. Not really a discovery at all, actually. But yeah, again, what is the difference? But there's a lot. Also, in many ways, we are the same. However, there's something about women and their desire to lose weight. And it's funny because when I talk to boys, well, I have seen some men, of course, that want to lose weight. I know sometimes I say boys, sometimes I say men and girls and women, and to be honest, don't even think about it. Because no matter which word I use, I mean all ages, probably. But yeah, I have seen some men, they want to lose weight. So of course they exist. It's not like they don't exist at all. Most of the time, it's more like men want to gain weight. And of course, that is in the muscle department. But overall, they will want to gain weight because they want to get bigger muscle more than they want to lose fat. And if they want both, they want to gain more muscle than they want to lose of fat. But I have never ever heard a girl talk about gaining weight. And of course, there will probably be some, like some with eating disease. Is that what you're calling it? However, there's some diseases where you don't eat at all, almost. Of course, you will die if you don't eat at all, but you really only eat when you are so close to dying. And actually, many of the people having these diseases are also very close to dying. And some of them will die if they don't get cured of the disease in a certain amount of time. But of course, when they have the disease, they don't want to gain weight. But they should. And they need to. So it's only when they're going out of the disease, like when they get cured but are still underweight, maybe there is some point there where they actually want to gain weight. But what I'm talking about is I never met one in person. I've never heard the sentence coming out of a girl's mouth that they want to gain weight. And why is that? Well, maybe it's because, like, yeah, people, I don't know why I say people, because I don't mean people in general. I mean girls maybe don't want to get bigger muscles. And why don't they want that? Well, it's not very normal for girls to have big muscles, and it's not something many boys, at least not according to society, want from a girl. So I guess it makes kind of sense in a way that it's not something attractive for a girl to have big muscles. And now I'm talking general, and scientifically, or what you should call it. So it's not up to their instinct to. You cannot say it's not up to their instinct. That's not what I mean. It's not right according to their instincts. That sounds like I say right, but I mean right. But to gain muscles. So their instincts tell them to not be too muscular. But what do the instincts tell them otherwise? Do it tell them to lose weight? Well, that's complicated because in many ages of the humankind history, women should be thin to be beautiful or whatever, sexy, attractive is probably the right word to use there. But also in many ages, they almost have, or really have, for real have, to be fat. Fat is the wrong word, but fake. I don't like to use the word fat because it actually means something else than being fake. Also, there's a problem with talking about being fake because nowadays, she's fake don't really mean she's fake because some people just use it to. I don't even know what people mean. It's like a synonym for beautiful almost, so, but not size. But the real meaning of the word fake, that's what I mean. So I will say fake. I will try to say fake. And when I say fake, I mean the real meaning of the word. So that's what. There have been some points in history where women should be fake. At some points they should be thin. So where in that time periods are our instinct actually coming from? That's hard to point out, and maybe that's why it's so different also. Maybe that's why it's confusing for even women themselves. Oh my god, that's good. Oh. Yes, do something that's good for your body. If your body likes it, it's good. And I will come back to that later. However, I really don't know how to start this or continue or whatever. There's so many things I want to say and I don't know what's right. Way to say it, whatever, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Fuck it. Back to the story. I don't get why this different, and it makes no sense to me. For me, we are like the same, and it should be the same. But one thing I know is that it's probably more healthy to be a boy than to be a girl. I'm not talking about because every girl are fat and they want to lose weight and they need to lose weight, because that's not true. That's not what they need to, but in their head they think it. So that's why it's healthy to be a boy. It's healthy for the mental health to be a boy, because we think we are healthy more than women does. And I was thinking something, I literally just forgot it. But something wait. Toad bank. I was just about to say something, now I'm toad bank. However, I think it will sound stupid what I'm starting to say now, but I really mean it in one way. There's just one problem with what I'm saying now. There's one little detail I have let out when I'm saying the sentence I'm gonna say now, but I actually think that I can solve all of women's problems, or at least one of their problems. I can probably not solve all of women's problems, to be honest, but I can solve, like, especially this main problem of being a woman. But it requires one little detail I cannot be in control of, and that is that they will listen to me. And now I'll probably lost you because that's the hardest thing to make a woman do, to be honest. And that's the real problem. However, why is women like they are? Because they listen to something. But what do they listen to? They probably listen to the wrong thing, because else they will be in a better place, right? And that is the same thing. Now I'm making a very stupid comparison, but that's the same thing with conspiracy theorists. It's not because they don't want to listen to you. They just listen to the wrong thing, because a conspiracy theorist are really easy to manipulate and really listen a lot, but to the wrong thing, to the unscientifically proved thing, to the thing coming out of a single individual's mouth instead of science. So they just listen to the wrong things. And that's probably the same problem there is with women, because they listen to some society rules, they listen to Instagram, they listen to other social medias, they listen to Hollywood movies and stuff. And the strange thing is that there's actually a lot of fake women around nowadays in Hollywood then, social medias and stuff. But does it help? No, not really. And I also think I know why, but I will come back to that later. I will make a section later in this video about the ways women try to solve their problems and why I believe it doesn't work out for them. But some women will maybe say they listen to men, but that's the proof of women. But I don't know where I will go with this. That's the proof that women don't listen and don't know what they listen to and don't think deeply about what they're doing. Because if they listen to men, then they will not have the problem. Because what are men talking about? Well, almost never about somebody being too thick. But men are most of the time talking about how beautiful a body is. Sometimes our own, sometimes our bros, and sometimes the woman walking past on the street. But most of the time we are positive about it. Most of the time we are praising what we are seeing. So if women listen to us, then they will think they need to gain weight, because we are talking about we love to gain weight ourselves. And then women will not be held outside, so women will want to do the same, right? And we are talking about how beautiful woman is. We're talking about how every woman we see on the streets are beautiful in our eyes. So if they saw what we are seeing when we're talking about a beautiful woman, they will think, oh, if she are beautiful, then I must be too, because they're literally saying everybody's beautiful, so I must also be beautiful then. Do you get what I mean? That's what I hear when I listen to boys. That's what I most of the time hear boys talking about. So if they really listen to boys, that will be what they hear. But that's not what women do. Women listen to other women. What are other women talking about? Other women are talking about what they think boys are talking about and what they think boys think. But that's just not true. That's not scientific proof what the other women are saying to you. That's just little bullshit. They're just taken out of their ass and thrown in your head. But because it's not taken out of your own ass, because you don't know where the idea came from, you just believe it because another woman telling it to you. And the other woman that make up the story, herself also listen to other women throwing bullshit at her head. So she just believed the other woman's bullshit. And then she throws bullshit at you and you believe her bullshit. So the real problem here is women. Women fuck it up for themselves, and boys, are the reason boys have better mental health. Of course, I'm not talking about boys in general have better mental health than girls. There have been big discussion about that, and it's a complex story because I think generally kind of more girls have depression and stuff, but then there's something about more boys making suicide, and there's all these stories, and there's this thing that's mostly a fact that the problem with boys is that when they get down with their mental health, they don't really get any help. When a woman gets down, she has a lot of other women that she can speak with, and she can speak about these things, and they will come and help her by themselves. Don't even need to ask, which you can't do if you have depression. Depression, what the fuck? You know what I mean. So that's really needy when you are so down that you can't even ask yourself. But boys, they don't come by themselves. At least that'll be the last thing a boy will do. I'm generalizing a bit because of course some boys do, and I do ask other people about their mental health, at least sometimes. But we are talking about most cases here, and it's very rare, and sometimes I try to even avoid it. I, as a boy, will admit that that's a failure, and many of the boys fall into that category. So it's hard to talk about which mental health are better, but now I'm talking about looking at our own body and what we think about our own body. When we are centralizing on that specific point, then boys' mental health are so much better than women's. Boys, I will not say boys most of the time think they are beautiful themselves and everybody else are ugly, where a woman does the opposite, but at least more boys think they are beautiful themselves and more beautiful than others than women does. It's very rare for a woman to think that, and there's a lot fewer cases of women thinking that than boys. So I find it strange that I'm saying women and boys now. It's like two different ages. But again, no matter what I say, I mean all ages. So if you say boy, man, whatever, it doesn't make a difference. I'm just saying things. I'm just talking. I mean the same thing, so you should not listen to that. However, now I want to go into the section where I'm speaking deeply about the main problem of women and women's look at their own body and how that ruins their mental health. So I'm actually gonna I'm gonna fuck everything up, I can see. Now I'm gonna turn this because I need this turned. I need more space to express my feelings or to show things, to make a sketch, whatever you wanna call it. However, you can talk and talk, and women doesn't listen, and I has just said. So I could talk about you should do this and that, but you will not listen. So I should show it instead. So, oh yeah, fuck Google Ask Me, and that's good for today because don't Google this. You will be disappointed and sad. Ask a real person instead. I really broke that down and made it something else because it's actually a shirt that are supposed to say, I'm clever. Ask me, don't Google. Don't Google that shit, you can just ask me about it. But I actually made it something bigger than that. Something not personal, something where I not say I'm clever, something where I say we should actually speak with real people instead of just Googling thing and be on the internet and listen to what people we don't know say on the internet. So I really like how I can bend reality like that. Bend the meaning of a sentence to mean something totally else. But now I'm a boy, or I can also say I'm me, looking in the mirror. And that is true, and people know this if they have ever talked with me about this thing. But when I even, when I, that's not the word I was trying to say. When I eventually, but that doesn't sound right either. When I, in the very rare cases I eventually do it, look in the mirror at myself. This is what I see. Of course, this is what I see. This is me. It would be strange if it doesn't see me. And actually, this camera are recording at me, and it's recording from the main camera. And this camera doesn't switch the picture around, which some camera do and some camera can do. So it's not like a mirror image, it's the real image you're seeing, where in the mirror you of course are seeing your mirrored image. So my right hand is my right hand, my left is my left. So this is right, this is left. If this was a mirror, this would be right and this would be left. Because in the mirror this would be your right hand waving at yourself, and this would be your left hand waving at you. So of course I'm not seeing this in the mirror, but that's just me thinking, I'm thinking too much. So I'm not seeing exactly this in the mirror, I'm seeing a mirrored version of this in the mirror. But when I look in the mirror, I'm like, wait a little bit. Did my arm actually got bigger than last time I looked in the mirror? I'm like, oh, maybe. That's mainly how I look in the mirror. And you could also go totally over the roof and be like, oh. But I'm not really into that. Some boys do that a lot. I'm not so much into my own body that I do that every single time I look at the mirror. Sometimes, but not every single time at least. But and you will maybe think I'm stupid because you're not me and you're not having this body. I'm not talking about this body being better than yours. I'm talking about when you look at my body, you're probably thinking, but that's look like a quite healthy body to me. You're probably not thinking, oh no, I didn't just do that. I'm not. Oh, how long have I been speaking? How can it be so? Not so bad. How can it be? Okay, it's okay. You are probably not thinking, oh, he should lose some weight. I bet you're not thinking that. I'm fairly sure I'm exceptionally positive about it. However, when I'm talking to you girls, when you look at me, you're probably thinking something else about yourself. You're probably thinking you could lose a little bit of weight, right? But why don't you think that about me? Because I could also look in the mirror. I will do this way because now to show. And I could also be like, well, this one could disappear. I think that would be just fine. I actually have something. It's not because I'm a girl. I'm removing things from my belly button. If I had looked that much at my own body, I would have done that too. But that's the proof that I don't look at my own body because I didn't see that. I was pretending to look at my body before when I was pretending to be myself, but even then I didn't look enough to see that. However, if I was a girl, or if you as a girl had my body, you would probably be like, oh, this one could disappear. I think I could use it. I could use this. Like 2 kilos more, and then it will be perfect. I just need to lose 2 kilos more, then I will have a perfect body, I think. And maybe you're not thinking about perfect. Maybe that's maybe you're even that negative about yourself that you could never think about yourself being perfect. But you still are like, oh, if I could just lose 2 kilos more, I'll be like okay with my body. However, again, we have just talked about how to look at my body, right? And you, again, you don't think I should lose weight. But do we agree that I can do this? I can manage to do this. So I could lose this, right? Will it be better? Will it be worse to get rid of this? Or could I actually lose something here on the bottom of my stomach, right? It's funny because any single like thin girl I have seen, like the thinnest girl I have seen, of course, not every girl I see that they have bare stomach, and not every girl I see talk. Have been talking with me about how much weight they should lose, but I mean, when I know them quite okay, or have seen them speaking to other, they know quite okay. It's all like the thinnest one, the one that are thin enough. They are like always finding this in the bottom of their stomach. There's always this skin you can pull out. It's always that they're complaining about. You know what? When a girl get to the point where they are doing this to their stomach and complaining about the skin they can pull out in the bottom of their stomach, when they reach that point, they don't need to lose weight anymore. Can we agree on that? Because that's not something you should. If this is the only part you're angry about, then you're not thick, because if you're thick, it will be the whole stomach that was thick. But if you're only angry about this part of the stomach, then you're not thick, okay? But the problem is, when you look in the mirror every single day, and you weigh yourself every single day, and you see you weigh 90 something kilos, and you see in the mirror that you have a stomach, and you're starting to lose weight, because that's what these two things have told you to do. Then you keep looking yourself in the mirror every single day, and what do you see? Well, not really a difference, or maybe you see a difference, but you don't reach a day where you're like, oh, today is perfect. Like yesterday, I was too thick, but today I'm perfect. You never reach that day. Why don't you do that? That's because it would be stupid to say that the day after you're saying you're too thick, right? It would be stupid to change so much in one day. But if that's the only two things you can think, then if you can change from one to another, then you will keep thinking the one thing, and you will continue that. Because you can't really see a difference, so you can't reach that day where you think you're perfect. So even when you get thin and you can only pull out this thing down here, and you will still think, oh, it's just a little more. I'm not there yet. I'm still too thick. And that's the first problem. You should not look in the mirror every single day. At least not if what you are looking for is the arrows in your body. Because then you will always find them, because there is always some, firstly. And second, the arrows will not change from one day to another. It will go slowly, and when it goes slowly, you will not see that they disappear. Right? However, you can look in the mirror and look for the good things, because of course that will only make you happy. And maybe the same thing can happen when the good things get better. You want to see it. Like when if I look at my arm in the mirror every single day like this, I will not be able to see if it gets bigger. That's the thing I like about only looking in the mirror like once a month or something. Because when I eventually look in the mirror, then what I will see is like, whoa, I got way bigger than last time I looked in the mirror. So it's like always a good idea to not look in the mirror every single day. You can look at your face, but you also think your face is ugly. So you will go and take some makeup on afterwards. So actually don't do that. But if you really want to set your hair in a special way every single day, well then you can look at your face. But you should never look at your body every single day, because that can only make problems. It should not be that hard to think about. How can it be a good idea to do that? No, it will only give you problems, right? So another thing is the weight. When you weigh yourself and you're like 90 plus kilos, okay, I should lose some weight. Well, maybe you're right, maybe you're not. You don't die for weighing that much, but yeah, you maybe weigh more than your ideal weight or something, whatever. But the problem is when you have decided to lose weight, what then happens? Well, maybe you lose weight. You lose 1 kilo at a time every time you weigh yourself. Maybe that's every day, whatever. But at some points you will be like, well, 70 something kilos. That's okay, something more precise, 70 something. You will be 73 kilos. What do you think when you're 73 kilos? Do you still think 70 is too much? Well, I should weigh under 70. So do you set a goal? I think 73 is too much. I should probably do some more weight. 2 kilos more. 2 kilos more, you 71. What do you think? Maybe 2 kilos more. And you're 69. And that's the perfect number, so stay there. However, then you think, what? 2 kilos more. Then you're 67. Then you think, well, 2 kilos more. And then you're 65. You can always lose some more weight. But what is the perfect number? Do you have a perfect number in your head? I think not many women does. Many women are just like, I can do some more. But the problem is also, women are very, what is the word? I feel very attacking. I'm talking general from my perspective, what I have seen again, but it's like, I can't remember the word. There's a really good word for it. However, women think that 200 grams is a lot. Their body will not even say how many grams they weigh. They will say it in kilo. They will run down, round down or up to the nearest kilo. They will say 81 or 82. They'll not say 81 and a half or a quarter or 81.2 or 81 and 250 grams or something stupid. But women, they think if they have gained 200 grams since they weighed themselves the last time, then many will think, oh, I have I have gained some weight. I should just do the same word, just do, oh no, I have gained some weight. But no, it's 200 grams. That's a glass of water, literally a glass of water weighed 200 grams. And we have just been around what a kilo is. And that a kilo is exactly 1 liter of water. Most glasses are around a fifth of a liter of water. That means exactly 200 grams of water. That's how much you will weigh more if you drink a glass of water. Have you ever tried weigh yourself, then drink a glass of water, and then weigh yourself again? You will weigh more. That's how weight works. It's like if you weigh yourself and then you pick up your 1 kilo hammer, then you weigh 1 kilo more. Actually, it's 1.2 kilos more because the handle also weighs something. However, if I weigh myself now and then pick up this hammer, then I will weigh 1.2 kilos more. Because that's a part of the materials that get weighed. This also weighs something, and it still weighs something when it's placed on my body. Because the weight weighs the total package of materials on top of it. So if I had a glass of water in my hand, it will weigh the glass and the water more than my body. If I drink the water and hold an empty glass in my hand, I will still weigh a glass and the amount of water that can be inside the glass more. When I put down the glass, I will only subtract the weight of the glass, not the water, because that's inside me. I have drinking the water. So the water still weighs something when it's inside my body. Many people don't understand that. And it's so stupid, I think. I gain at least 1 kilo every single day because I'm eating and drinking. And sometimes, like my record is actually 5 kilos in a day. That's what a woman will ever dream to lose in her lifetime. And the only thing you should do is take a couple of shits and piss on the toilet, and then, or in the toilet, or whatever. Then you will lose a couple of kilos, probably. And of course, you should always weigh yourself in the morning, after you have been on the toilet, because that's the point where you weigh the less. And why not weigh yourself when you weigh the most? Well, that's because when do you weigh the most? When you have eaten this or that, or so it's easier to just do it in the morning before you eat something, before you drink. That's also probably when you have time and stuff. So that's always a good idea to do that every single day. And if you ever weigh yourself on another time, well, you can probably not use that to anything at all, but if you even should use that, you should remember to suspect a couple of grams or kilos to try to estimate what you maybe has as a truly weight. So, I forgot what to say again. I hate not when I do this, it's stupid. But, go back and try to explain again. The main problems women have with their body and why they look at it in a different way than I does in my body is because one, they are looking in the mirror too much and looking for errors, and there will always be an error because the real world is not black and white. It's not like in Sims. I'm talking about Sims 1, not even Sims 4, but like Sims 1, where you could be either thick or thin. It's not like when you're thick, and then suddenly you're thin and perfectly thin. That's not how the real world works. The real world works. Every single time you take a piss, you get thinner. That's not entirely true, but at least lighter. But probably also a bit thinner because your stomach will take up more space if it holds liquid. So you'll probably get a little bit thinner too. I'm talking about every single thing you do. Every single time you take a step, you probably get thinner. And you don't see that different. That makes sense because it's so little of different. But if you're looking too much at yourself, you will not see the difference. So when is your body perfect? Never. Never if you look at yourself every single day. But if you wait enough time, and suddenly a day you look at yourself and got surprised that you are actually thinner or another way better looking, then you will see that and got amazed, and maybe you will think that's perfect. Because that's the way you eventually can think about yourself as perfect looking. But again, perfect is a big word. And the literal meaning of it will be impossible because you cannot really. You can think of yourself as like perfect to me, perfect enough to me, but perfect is perfect, and nobody can be perfect. So, however, again, the main problem is looking too much at yourself. You will always see some errors, especially if you are hunting for them, like searching and searching. Oh, there was something here. I can remove. Then you will always find it. You can see I can even do it, my body. But when I'm not searching, then I see this. And I can do the opposite of searching for errors. I can look for the greatness of my body. And that's truly happiness about your body. Another thing is losing a weight. At all. Like there's many ideas to how you should lose a weight. Should you do this every single day? Should you do it once a week, once a month? Or should you just do it in a timely schedule where there's just the same amount of time between the weighting, and then you can follow if your weight loss is at the same rate or if it's getting slower or faster. Or losing weight faster is of course a good thing, so you can track that if you just do it in the same amount of time. I've been discussing that with people a lot of time, where I'm saying that actually I think it's a better idea to weigh yourself every single day, because then you can find the errors, because some days you will weigh a couple of kilos more than another day. But you don't think that as a weight gain, because the day after you have lost that kilo again, so you can just move the bad statistics or data points. You can remove the bad data points of your weight. You can remove the days where you weigh the most, and then you have some good weight. Where if you weigh yourself once a month, then if you 1 month have gained 4 kilos, and you don't weigh yourself for another month, then you will never truly know if you actually gained these 4 kilos and lost them again, or if you have never gained them, but you have just not taken a shit that day. You get what I mean? So the most stupid thing is to weigh yourself as rarely as possible, because as often often as every other data point in the world of statistics and engineering and everything, as many data points as possible will always give the best result and the most precise result. But there's also a mentally thing going on here. If you weigh yourself every single day, you will never feel you have lost weight because you're maybe losing 100 grams at a time. You will never feel so appreciated. You will never feel like surprised, like, whoa, I lost a couple of kilos. You will never feel that if you do it every single day. And if you ever feel it, then again, it's an arrow that will be done, that will be corrected the next day. So again, if you suddenly gain a couple of kilo and or lost a couple of kilo, it will be corrected the next day. So you will never get this surprise, and you will never get to keep that surprise if you ever get it. So it just I just happened to think the perfect solution to this it is that you should actually never weigh yourself. Because think about this, what can you use your weight to? Well, you will know if you weigh too much or too little. But do you know that? Because is the ideal weight of a girl 57 kilos? I'm just putting a number on my ass, but and you can probably say no because there are lots of other numbers to talk about, but isn't it though? For some women at least. It depends on other things. I cannot just say because you're a woman you should be 57 and because you're a man you should be 97. I cannot say that and keep it that black and white. It's not because you're a woman or because you're a man you should weigh what you do. It depending on a lot of other factors. Like your height. The higher you are, the taller you are, as the more body there is in this direction. So of course it will weigh something. You cannot be a head higher than other people and that will weigh 0 kilos. It weighs something. Everything of you weighs something. Some are wider than others, like in their shoulders, not because they have a round stomach or something, but just their shoulders. So if you have wide shoulders, then you weigh more than people that don't have that. And this is a BMI, but that only taking the height, and it don't think about muscle versus fat. It just say if you have that height, you should weigh this. And again, that's not true because there's also the width of the shoulders. The width of the I cannot speak at all. The width of the shoulders is just as important a factor as the height, the tallness you have. But there's also the other thing, like fat and muscle. You cannot look at a weight and say, well, 73 kilos. Is that good or bad? You never know, because if you are total thin but don't have so many muscles yet or have some muscle, then 73 kilos maybe means you should gain some muscles. Not that you should lose fat or something, but it also means that if you have like no muscles and it's all fat, then maybe you are a little thick. Still, even though you only weigh 73 kilo, you can be a little thick if you have like no muscle. So in that case, maybe you should lose a little bit fat and gain some muscle instead. So you have to think further than the weight. You cannot just look at the number because the number don't mean anything by itself. The amount of fat and muscle and tallness and width your body has are way more important than just the number. But if you have to look at these factors too, what do you find out then? Then I can look at myself and think, well, I don't have too much fat, I think. So it's mostly muscles. So I don't have to lose fat. Do I have to gain muscles? Then, well, I weigh 81 kilos. Do I want to be more than 90 kilos of muscles? Maybe I do, then I should gain some muscle. But again, what is the weight of muscle by itself? Do the weight of muscle means I'm not as strong as somebody that has 90 plus kilos? Not necessarily, because there's again the way my body is just built. Maybe my body is more lightweight by nature than others, so it can be stronger than some that's heavier than me. Maybe I have compact muscles and another one has just large muscles. Then I and I can be stronger even though he has bigger muscles than me, because not even the size of the muscle that's important, it's the density of the muscle. I mean, there's a lot of things to look at, but if you have to look at all these things before you decide, why even look at the weight? Because I say I weigh 81 kilos, but I have not weighed myself in a year, so I don't even know if is that true. I'm just look at my body and think, well, I should not lose fat. I don't need to gain muscle, I think I have muscles enough, but if I should change something, why not getting heavier because I get more muscle, because there's no reason for me to get lighter. That would probably only mean I lose muscles. I don't want to lose muscle, because why should I get rid of my muscles? And I have no fat to lose, so that is something we can throw out. That's not a possibility. Gaining weight is a possibility, but not a necessity. That's what I can see by looking at my body, and I don't even have a weight to tell me that, because a weight will not tell you any single thing. A weight will put a number in your face, and maybe you have heard a number from another woman which was smaller and therefore sounded better than you is. But there's another woman that is in another state of her life, with her body and so on. It has nothing to do with you. So don't weigh yourself unless it's under one single circumstance, that you are just curious how much to weigh. Like me, the next time I weigh myself, it will only be for one reason only. It will not be to decide if I should lose weight. It will definitely not, that will be the last thing. It will be for one reason only, that I want to know if I'm still 81 or if I'm more or less, or if something has changed. I'm actually curious about that right now. So that's the only reason and time you should ever lose a weight. That's the most stupid thing. It's even more stupid than the mirror, because in the mirror you can actually see your muscles and all your fat. And that's what you need to even decide what the weight means. So that's something you needed if you should even lose the weight. So the weight, the first thing you should throw out. Again, the mirror, yes, you could look at yourself and you could think some right thing about your body. But the problem is your head are not thinking the right things. Especially not about yourself, you're thinking wrong. So you're looking too much for the errors when you look in the mirror. You're not looking at the full picture of how you look. And if you do that every single day, you get tired of it. If you look too much at the same thing, you will think it's ugly. That's how it works. New things, fresh things, always look good. When you see someone for the first time, you probably think they look good. Or better than for the second time, at least, or something. That's how it works. Even the first time I saw this hammer, I think it was beautiful. Then I just think it was kind of ugly. Then I cleaned it up and then it was beautiful again. But now it's a couple of days since I have cleaned it, and now it's not as beautiful as when I cleaned it, I think, but I have not used it. So it is just as beautiful, it's the same thing, but I have just looked so much at it that like now it doesn't amaze me anymore. I have seen it before. First time I saw it, I was like, oh, can it be so beautiful again? Yes, it could. But now it's not amazing anymore. That's how it works for humans. It's something about first time, and it will get uglier for every time you look at it. So don't look at the mirror every single day. You will get ugly. That's a fact. So if you look at the full picture, you just get more ugly. If you look for the errors, you will find errors. If you look for the good things, then you can be amazed about the good things you see in the mirror. So you can do that, but you probably can't, because if you could do that, you would probably not have a problem anyway. So you probably can't, so therefore just stop looking in the mirror. But how, you may ask, how do I determine if I should lose weight? Because I can also not just close my eyes, because you can die if you get too thick and unhealthy and stuff. Well, the important word came here, unhealthy. Unhealthy is way more important than every other word describing your body and describing the look of you. Because one thing you can do instead of all these stupid things is you can feel with your body and feel, do I feel healthy? Do I feel good in my body? Does it hurt somewhere? And if you feel good in your body, then you're probably healthy. And if you are not trying to be in any other state than what you are, you probably don't know what good feeling is, and you probably also don't know what bad feeling is, because you have not tried it. But what you will discover when you start to work out and lose weight maybe and get more healthy in general, eat different, eat less shit, candy stuff, then you will discover that you will feel better in your body. That's what I discovered when I stopped eating candy almost every single day and started eating more fruit instead, and generally started making my own food and don't eat what my parents made but eat what I wanted to eat. Then I discovered that I felt better in my body. And that was very nice. That's the nicest feeling. That's way better than every time I look in the mirror and think, wow, I'm looking good today. Wow, I'm looking better than last time. This is even better. This is better when I look at the weight and see the exact number I dreamed of. This is even better. The feeling you get in your body, the way of feeling that you are healthy. That's a way better feeling than anything else. And you should appreciate that feeling. So that's what you should do when you're caring about your health. And that's the only thing you should do. You should feel. You should listen to the feelings. And maybe you feel good when you eat cakes. And maybe even you still do that when you have gained 20 kilos. But of course, you can also think for yourself that that is maybe not the right feeling then. That's maybe a cheater. Because that's definitely not good for me to gain 20 kilos only because I've eaten so much cake. So there's a little bit of logic is still required to go in the right direction. But when you feel the feeling of a good feeling in your body caused of the good health decision you have made, because you are getting more healthy, then you will never forget the feeling again, because there's a difference between these two good feelings. So you will easily distinct the difference between these good these good two feelings. These two good feelings. Now did again. I really love to switch out. These two good. You will really easily be able to distinct these two good feelings from each other when you have tried them both a couple of times at least. I should see how long I have talked. Well, last time like always. Oh shit. Oh! I don't know what I just tipped over, but something made a noise. I'm gonna eat some pig with mayonnaise, some ham to be precise, and drinking some juice. And the juice for today is banana juice, because banana is good for you. Fuck what everybody else says. Eat some bananas and drink it too, if it's possible for you. You need more bananas. You need the sugar, and I'm gonna eat some pig, some ham, whatever. Lots of mayonnaise, because fuck that, I can take it. Because that's also something I should think about. Don't just say, oh well, I don't eat mayonnaise. Don't exclude things. Every time I've heard about someone excluding things, it's never the most healthy people that have excluded these things. I'm thinking about the thing that probably happens is that because they exclude a lot of things they like, then they eat more of the other things they like, but have not excluded yet. And that is probably also unhealthy things. They can just not exclude everything because we are just human. We cannot just force ourselves to that. So some people will eat some things, even some things they can't get themselves to exclude. And that just get worse, I think. Yeah, also this thing people force their kids to. It's only eating candy on Fridays. Instead of every single day, and only once a week. But what I see most of the time is that they are the most thick kids. And when they eat candies, oh, they get crazy in their head. They eat like animals that have never eaten food before. And why does they do that? Because they cannot eat every single other day. So they want to eat as much as possible. Because they know it will be a long time before they can eat again. Because a week is a long time. A week is damn much a long time for a kid. So they're like, of course they're eating like they will never get to see candy again because that's how it feels to do that. To only be able to eat and fight and to wait a whole week again. And they have also been waiting for that day all of the week. And I have always lived with a rule where I can eat candy every single day. But it's more like there is this amount of candy and it will not grow. There will be a certain amount of candy, and I shall myself be able to rationate this candy so it lasts a full week, because we were only out shopping once a week, so we only buy candy once a week. So I ate in 5 days. I ate way less candy than other of my friends did in 1 day. I could use 5 days to eat one single bag of candies. Where others on Friday they opened 5 different things and just ate it all. It would be crazy amounts. It would be way more than what I ate in 1 day. Because I only ate when I felt for it. So I will go buy, get some candies because now I want some candies. Eat it and then I will not do it again before the day after or something. Because I only wanted to. But because you know you cannot do it the next day. Because you are not allowed to do it on Saturday. Then you eat too much on purpose because you eat more than you want. Because if you didn't, you will regret it the next day, right? So you force yourself to eat all of the candy because you're not allowed to do it the next day anyway. You're not allowed to do it when you want to. You don't eat candy when you feel to. You just eat candy on Fridays. So you are not learning to feel with your body. You're not learning to feel when you want something, when you need something, when you have got too much of something. You are being learned to not listen to your body. All of your childhood, you have learned that you should not listen to your body. You should listen to the rules society have picked out for you. Does that sound like a good idea? Not to me. And it had worked out fine for me, right? So, I've always been like, no, I've never been like a fit boy. I had the 6-pack, or more precisely, I had the 10-pack before I even started working out. I have big arms before I started working out, even the underarms. I knew some people that have worked out for 4 years, but my underarm was still bigger than their overarms, even before I started working out. Because I have been working at lots of different projects. I've been outside, I've been playing outside, I've been helping my parents lifting trees and rocks and stuff around all my life because they were sick, they couldn't do it themselves, so I have been the strongest in my family almost since I was like 5 years old or something. So I was the only one that could lift things, and I got stronger. So I continue to be the only one that could lift things in my family. So my help was needed, and I just did things. I worked on projects instead of working out. I didn't just go down fitness and standing like this. I did something with my life. But people don't do that nowadays. They just sit indoor, sit on their sofa, and kids don't help their parents out with stuff. They just sit inside and games and kids should have free time. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about when kids even help their parents, they help them with some stuff. They're indoors most of the time. They don't help with bigger projects outside or something. Of course, you not do a big project every single day. You have no free time, but sometimes you could do a big project outside, helping a bit with something bigger. Also more exciting and something more developed than just going out with the trash and then just over these small things, but a bigger project. It would be fun and good for the kids. They could think about something, they could think about when they can see an end of the tunnel. like see when they get finished, so they can schedule their time, and they can think about how they can do it so it would go faster and stuff. I think there's other good things about that, but again, it's more about the grown-up women, because even men don't become these grown-up women that think bad about themselves. Even though they don't help their parents out, even though they eat candies every single Friday. They maybe becomes a little thick, but then they start working out and lose it. And women are also working out nowadays. But women just don't think it helps for some reason. And also, I find a big lack in will to lose weight. It feels forced. You want to lose weight, but you also get tired of it pretty fast, and then you start eating candies because you have stopped eating candies when you worked out, and then you miss candy, and then when you go totally sad because you have given up and quitted working out, then you eat a lot of candies and get even bigger than it was before. Oh, it's good. Drink banana juice. Mansa's banana juice, it's good. Not a sponsor, not yet. But it should be, because I want free juice for real. Come on. Hurry up. I was talking about something, but I forgot again. I don't need a woman in my life to for real, don't fuck that sentence up right now. Like to interrupt me, I can interrupt myself, so that's no problem. Here, this. No, I forgot it. How the fuck? I don't get it. This. I see a very big lack in the willingness to do something about yourself. It's not that not many people try to do something about themselves. Like, I'll just say every single girl in the world are trying to lose weight. But the willingness in the process, in the project, I should say, is nowhere to be found. When I do something, when I work out, when mostly I just work out for fun. Or maybe I work out because I have a goal sometimes. However, I'm very different than you other guys. And I'll get back to that later. But you have a goal. You have a girl. I hope you have a girl. But you have a goal, and then you reach it. That's how I work. When I set a goal, I reach it. I have the willingness to do it. But people don't. People get tired of it and people quit. So there's two problems here. First thing, girls, you don't need to lose weight. You're looking fine as you do. And looking fine is not even what you need to do. You need to feel fine. You're probably looking fine too if you care. Oh shit. Oh, that was a fun sneeze. That came really behind me, as you could see. I'm surprised I was not ready to sneeze. Oh yeah. You're probably looking fine, exactly like you do, if you care about that. But the important thing is, do you feel fine in your body? You probably do too. However, if you really want to lose weight, do it. For God's sake, how can it be that hard? Have just a little bit of motivation in you, for real. People don't have that. And why don't they have that? Maybe because their goals are stupid. Because again, maybe you go out to lose some weight. You go out to look sexy. Your girls should look sexy. No, your goal are to look sexy. But first thing first, is it a precise goal? No. Second thing, is it important? No. If your girl want you to just shut the hell up. If your goal was to become healthy feeling in your body, that would be a good girl. You're a good girl. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. You're a good girl. You'll be a good girl. I'm getting angry at myself. Stop with this now. Stop. Finish this now. could also set a more precise goal. Oh my goodness! My freaking goodness! You could set a more precise goal, and then, well, that could be something, I don't know. I fucked myself up. That could be like to be able to run 10 kilometers without stopping. One go. That's a precise goal. There's also something where if you really have the willingness to do it, you could actually skip through that goal a bit faster, because when you're getting close to that 10 kilometers, then your willingness will top itself, and then you will have pure willpower. You will be able to run the last couple of meters to get to that 10 kilometer mark. So that's also a goal that will make you push yourself, because you're getting closer and closer, and when you're getting close, you get more fired up. But also a goal that is very precise. That's a goal you can have. But that's not a goal really according to your body, because what do we say about the body when you run 10 kilometers? Well, it actually says something. It says that you are fit in some way. A person that's not fit at all cannot do 10 kilometers in a row. At least not without stopping, without walking some of it or something. So it is actually saying something, but like passive. Passive says that you are healthy. If you manage to run 10 kilometers in a row, you are become healthy. So that could be a final goal for this whole project of becoming healthy. I hear many people succeeded like that. Many people are like, I want to run a marathon. I have heard many people that have been very fit, like lost like 40 kilos, not pounds, kilos. And often when I hear the stories about them lost 40 kilos, 80 pounds, whatever you want to call it, then most of the time the stories continue by, I set a goal, I want to run a marathon. I want to be able to run a marathon, and then I will run a marathon to prove myself I was able to do it. And that is most of the time a part of the success stories, not the failures. I never hear that in the failures, but the success stories, that's mainly often that is probably a part of it. So this type of goals really want, and back to me, because that's how I set goals. When I work out, and I don't just work out for fun, but when I work out, when having a goal, my goal is not to get my arm to 49 centimeters around or something. I'm not setting a number on things of my body. My goal is not to get the 10-pack again, because I only have 6-pack, I want 10-pack, something. No. Because that's also a hard goal. Like my goal could be to get this V, but when does I have it now? Could it be more refined? That it could probably be. My goal is not to have these muscles, but if it was, then do I have them now? Can it be more refined? It probably can, because I always can. Your body is never precise, but my goal can be to be able to do 150 push-ups in a row. It is precise, and it will happen if I continue working out, and I will get closer and closer, and therefore keep up my motivation to reach that goal. That's how I make goals when I work out. Sometimes I get something in my head, like I really want to do this, and then I work out every single day towards be able to do this thing with my body. And when I do that thing with my body, I really feel good, because then I have succeeded in doing something amazing with my own body. And then I really feel that my body is amazingly strong and superior in every single way. It's a very good feeling. And to know you can do something with your own body. It's your own strength that makes it possible for a human to do this amazing thing you just did after so much work. That's an amazing feeling. To also get a better feeling, like to reach 57 kilos on the weight is not a good feeling. Then you're like, oh, now I'm here. Well, that's a number I said some months ago. Maybe I could lose 2 more. That's not a good feeling, but this is a good feeling. Well, maybe it is a good feeling to lose something, but this is, no matter what, a better feeling to have. So set some goals that it's about what things you can do and what things you feel instead of how you look, how much you weigh. Look and weight is nothing, to be honest. But you can have a main goal about you want to feel good in your body, and then you can set some precise goals to help you follow that path in life, to make your body able to do this and that. You can want different things. You can want to run a lot. You can just want to make a lot of push-ups. It's two really different things. One thing is about the legs. One thing is about the arms. One thing is about endurance. Another thing is about raw strength. So you maybe want to be able to just never get tired, to be able to run for a long time. Or maybe you just want to be able to push yourself right now, to make a lot of push-ups now, to make a lot of squats, something. And then you can set your goals after that, like what do you most want to do with your body, or another way, what are you most tired of, you can't do with your body. What are the most annoying thing about the body, because something must be annoying, because if it wasn't annoying, why would you change it, right? So if there's something that annoys you, try to set a goal where if you manage to reach that goal, that annoyance will have disappeared a long time ago. That's how you should make goals for yourself and should lose weight and stuff. And I hate lose weight because I can even manage to not say lose weight because I'm also so used to the term lose weight, and it's just stupid because it's not about your weight. And also another funny thing, I'm getting a bit scientific, but it's also a fun fact. And maybe it's a fact where if you, firstly you have to think it's interesting to even think about it for 1 second more, but if you do, maybe this fact will actually help you in this part of life. Whatever. It's so good. Love it. Love bananas. Bananas. I cannot say it anymore. Bananas. Not bananas. Juice. Banana juice. You need some banana juice. I love drinking banana juice. It tastes so good. However, actually, when you are saying you want to lose weight, why do you want to lose weight? It's probably because you are a little thick. Most of the time, people look in the mirror, they think they're too thick, they want to lose weight, then they look at the weight, and they think, well, that must be a big number because I look in my mirror and that I look big. Then they want to lose weight, and then they lose the weight to keep track of the weight they're losing. However, when you want to lose weight only because you are looking fake, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're actually not wanting to lose weight, but when you weigh yourself on the weight afterwards and try to keep track of your weight, then you keep track of your weight and you're weighting your weight and you are seeing how much weight you are losing. But that's not what you want. What you actually want is to lose mass. And there is a big difference here because weight is weight. That's how much something weighs. Weight is something you can see on the scale. And that's why it's also called a weight. But mass is how big your body is. And then we have density. I should not clap, I should just pick my finger. We have density. Density is how dense things are. How much it weighs compared to the size. Like this hammer. The hammer head, the middle part. It weighs 1 kilo. And the density of it is higher than my body because such a little part of me will not be weighing 1 kilo. So if this hammer was the size of me, it will not weigh 81 kilo, it will weigh more because it's more dense. It weighs more compared to the size. The mass of it is the sheer size of it with the weight and stuff. So what you wanna lose is you wanna lose a part of your body. You wanna lose the thick part. You wanna lose the fat on your stomach. So it's the mass you wanna lose. But you using weight to keep track of that, and that's not totally stupid because when you lose mass, you also lose weight. But it's not always clustered perfectly together. So to keep track of your weight because you want to lose mass, that's actually stupid. You should not weigh yourself. You can look at yourself in your mirror and then you can see your mass disappearing. And that will be more clever. It will be more clever to just look at your body and think, does it look good? No, 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 no. Does it look good now? Or does it look good tomorrow? That's actually what we want. But for some reason, we choose a weight as a tool to help us. And maybe that's because there's some numbers. Maybe it makes it easier because, as I said before, every time you look at your mirror, you can find some errors. But if you had a weight, then there's some numbers, and then you can say at some point, well, 4 kilos more. And when you have lost 4 kilos more, then that goal is reached. So then you should not lose anymore. The problem is, though, you still do it anyway. Because it don't feel satisfying enough. You're hungry for more. And the idea of losing mass by itself is also kind of stupid. Because I get why you don't want to be fake. I get why you don't want to have a lot of fat on your stomach. But why choose to have your focus at your size, the size of your stomach, the sheer mass you have? When you can have the focus on what you're doing with your body and what you can do. Like if you are working out to go into the Olympics or something, then you are probably getting quite fit. At some point anyway. But you're working out to do something. And you're working out because you're doing something you think is fun. and you can feel your body that you're getting more healthy and stuff. There's not anything with your look. I've not mixed the look into the perspective. You can remove the look of your body and only think about the feeling and what you can do and what you're working out to be able to do and what you think is fun to do, what sports you think is fun to do, right? So, and even if you were a little fake, maybe you feel better in your body than another person that is a little thinner than you. Because, of course, if you are very fake, another one is very fit. He probably feels better in his body than you, but that's not what I'm talking about. But the little difference. It's not always the most slimmest person and the most fittest person that feels the best. Because there's other things going around inside your body. There's things inside you can see in the mirror. So it's more about what you feel. And so think about the feelings. Not think about you're a little thick and you could be thinner. Maybe you could be thinner. Maybe I could be thinner. Even I could be a little thinner. But I'm feeling good how I am now. So to feel good, the place you are now, stay there. Or don't try to get thinner just because you want to get thinner. Of course, you should not be forced to stay there. Just because you feel good now doesn't mean you can't lose weight anymore. It doesn't mean you shall stay there, because if you want to do some sport, you think something is fun, and you lose weight because doing something is fun, don't stop doing something you think is fun. It's fine, but don't feel yourself forced to continue your weight loss if you feel good. If you feel good at the spot you are now, no matter how you look, it's perfectly fine. Because what matters in the world is how you feel your body and how your life is going. To have a good life in your body. Does your body make your life worse? If not, then don't think too much about it. It doesn't matter. There's something that matters more. There's other life decisions you can think about. Something that matters more to you. Something that matters more right now. There's a lot of life decisions you should make. So don't make this one take up all of the space. If you feel good, have a good life. Don't be sad about it. Love yourself because of it. Of course. Capisce? You get it? So, that's kind of my solution to this problem. Think different. There can be some problems here. you don't understand me, then it can be hard. I know. Even if you understand me, maybe you have forgot this tomorrow. But really try to listen, try to think different. Maybe you don't think my way of thinking is perfect for you. But if what you're doing right now don't work out, try something different. Try to think different. Just try to think as me. And if something don't work out, change that. But then you don't change it all. Then you have got some good tips at least. Then you have already gone to a better place. And you can always evolve in getting better and think better about yourself. There's a lot of different ways to think about your life. But I think it's only about the thinking about it. True happiness happens inside your brain. True happiness is how good you think your own life is. You should enjoy the good things in your life instead of focusing on the bad. And if you sincerely have a good and healthy life, then don't be sad about these small things, small details. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you have here. It doesn't matter what you have here. It matters how you feel about it. It has to know how you feel inside here. So I think if you could just get girls to think differently about their body, about their life, then you could solve all of these problems. And it is kind of one problem, but this one problem could be solved in all of the girls in the world with just this one change of mind. But the problem is, every girl are probably not changed just because they saw this video, because it's just not enough to just say this once. You can listen to a lot of motivational speech, and you probably feel it right when you listen it. Then you feel the urge to do something, to make your life better, to think different, but then you forgot it tomorrow. And that is hard, and I don't know the solution for that. But I think it is so logic what I'm saying. But I can say that easy because I think like this, and I think in a good way about my body at least. There's a lot of different things where I don't think right, but I think I really feel right in the body department of the thinking of the life. So I think it's just so logic, the things I'm saying, that how can people listen to this and don't do it? Everybody should do like me, and everybody will do like me if they watch this video, but probably not. But for God's sake, try. Try really hard. Write it down on the walls, not just on your phone, everywhere. Cover your mirror. Just draw a smiley face and write. Do you really want to see this shit or something? Because do it fun. So just write. It doesn't look even matter. Because write that on the mirror. Just make sure that you're reminding yourself in the exact situation where you are doing it worst. So when you're weighing yourself, when you're looking in the mirror, there's probably the parts of your life where you are worst towards yourself. So stop doing these things. Instead, put some reminders on these things that reminds you of good things about your body and a different way of thinking and what is really important for you. I think it's so easy to think like this, but it's not if you're not doing it. I have always done this, so of course I think it's easy. I also think it makes sense, and it is a solution. It will solve any problem a girl has about their body, and also some boys, but not just general saying girls. That most girls has these problems, and I don't. And I want to help. I have the key to how you don't have it like that, and I want to give that to you. I think it seems so easy to just think like me, to just change this. Just stop weighing yourself, stop looking in the mirror, stop wanting to lose weight, stop thinking about your mass in general. Think about how you feel, think about what you want, think about what you like to do, think about how you get to the goal, and think about how you can get to the goal in a nice way that's fun for you to do too, so you don't feel the urge to quit. So, because everybody quits, everybody loses their motivation. So to keep your motivation up, choose to do something you will never quit of doing. I like, again, I never work on fitness because I think it's boring. So I don't work out like that. Fuck fitness. I do it in my home when I have time. When I'm waiting for the food to get ready or something, I'm just going down, do some workout. I have the urge to do it right now. I feel like doing some workout now. It's so easy for me. I don't need to go outside. I can just do it right here. I'll do it right here. But I just think it's fun to make push-ups. Then you can do it in different ways and stuff. I try to change it up. I do a lot of different things. Of course, it's also fun to play some games with other people and play Wii. Wii is quite fun, right? Also to play sports with friends and stuff. So you can do it in many different ways. You can just walk. You can mount a mountain. Hitchhike. Go on vacation and walk around the city. When people are on vacation, damn they walk. People are working out so much when they're on vacation because I think it's fun to travel and discover things, to explore the environments they are living in when they're on vacation. On vacation, everybody walks. I know people there when I have been on vacation with them. Damn, they walk more in the time they're on vacation than they do in the rest of the year together combined, almost. That's probably not true, but they at least walk the same amount in a single day of vacation as they do in a month, or at least in a week of vacation they walk way more than they do in a full month when they're home. It's amazing how I'm falling on all my things. It's amazing how it can change. People can really do a lot of things with their body if they really want, if they think it's fun. That's the most motivating thing you can do with your body. I know someone that mounted a mountain and it was a mistake. They were just going out of their holiday homes. They were going for a little walk. Maybe they just wanna go for 15 minutes, but then they had a good talk. And they just walk and talk and talk. And they just walk straight, they walk on the road. And then they walk up a mountain. Then they got to top. When they got to top, there was nothing to do. Then they went down again and went home. They were away for 5 hours or something. I don't remember, maybe 3 hours. The thing is, it should just be a few minutes of walk. But then it ended up being multiple hours of mountain hiking. Because they was having a good talk, they was having fun. So, don't lose weight because you want to lose weight. And don't lose weight at all because don't even think about weight. It's very hard. The hard thing by teaching my way of thinking about life is that it is so long away from anybody else. I need to do it in small steps. I can just not say think like me because I have to say that first you should think like this, but that's also wrong. Because first thing first, you should not lose weight because of this and that and this and that. You should only lose weight if you feel like your body is feeling not good. And if you want to be able to do something with your body, you can't. But also you should not lose weight at all because, again, it's not about how much your body weighs. So the whole conversation is just wrong. You should be healthy, become healthy. And that's not losing mass either, because mass doesn't even matter either. Again, a lot of mass means you're probably unhealthy. So if you have a lot of mass, you're probably not feeling that good. But mass by itself is not a determination of health. It's a factor, but a little factor. But the goal here is to feel healthy. And maybe losing mass helps, but to keep track of the losing of mass is not a good idea not a good way to know when you feel healthy, because you will not get any feelings by tracking your mass loss. So maybe you lose mass, but if you don't look at that, but you only look for the feeling, then at some point you will feel, oh, I'm feeling good in my body now. And then you have lost a certain amount of mass, but maybe you have not lost enough mass to look like you thought you will be looking when you're feeling healthy, but you still feel healthy. The most important thing is that you are feeling healthy now. So that's what you should be looking for and urging for. And that was how you should do it. And I can probably continue by saying the same things all over again. And it will probably be good for you, because that helps, because you don't listen the first time. You should hear it a lot of times. But I think I cannot do anymore. I have tried to say how I do it. And it works for me, and I think it will work for everybody, because it makes sense that it will feel better to think like me. So it's just logically thinking a better way to think about yourself. So I hope you can at least take some tips from this video. You don't have to feel to think exactly like me. You don't have to do it all in one day. But take some tips and try to put that into your everyday life throughout your week. So, and well, I hope you got amazed about my way of thinking, and it just made a click in your brain, and you were like, oh, of course, that makes sense. That's how I should do it. And that the world have opened before your eyes, and you have seen that it's not just this black and white, but it's a whole different story. And these small things doesn't matter, but there's something that matters more to you. Or else, I just hope you got some small tips out of this. Just hope you can use just some of this video to something in your life, that it made your life better. Just a little bit better is still something. And if you like the video, well, consider subscribing for more of my Inside My Head videos, and also for my gaming videos, travel logs, unboxing and tech reviews, and other stuff I have on my channel. I have a lot of things on my channel, so take a look at it. Maybe there's something you like, and if there is, well, try watching it and subscribe again. Subscribe every time you see something you like. It doesn't make sense. Don't care. Fuck that, doesn't matter. If you really like this video, well, like it, of course. Why not? Do it. If you like my body, like the video. If you hate my body, like the video. If you want to see more of this, like the video. If you don't want to see more of this, then also like the video. And I get really confused when I get a lot of likes. I don't know what it means, but it certainly means something. However, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.